presentation right after. So we just wanted to thank you for that. It's gonna be not a long one, but it's gonna be an in-depth meeting. So I just want to let y'all know that. I'm getting this on YouTube so that everybody that's not here can be able to view it. So that's why it's just taking me a little bit longer. Sorry. Okay. So we're going to do what we normally do, break out into our groups. So I'm going to break y'all out into your break rooms. First question is, what advice would you give the younger generation about dating? So what would you get? What advice would you do? That was actually a really good question Constance came up with. So what advice would you give the younger generation about dating? And what is your favorite snack food? What do you like to go to? What is your go-to snack? So I want to break y'all up into a couple of rooms so that y'all can do that. So we will see you in a little bit. Let me break this up. All right, ladies, we'll give you 10 minutes. So y'all can, this is a really in-depth one. What would you give the younger generation advice? So I'll see y'all in a little bit. Mm-hmm. Hi, Ms. Jones. I'm going to send you to a room, okay?
I guess that was a good topic. Everybody's slowly coming back.
Hold that.
Oh, we in the main room now. Okay.
Yeah, we're in the
Nice
main room
talking
now.
Same here. Same here. Bye, Miss Brent.
That's fine.
So what would y'all do? What would be one of the advices that you would give? Anybody?
Research.
Check the person out.
Research?
I just say
true.
be careful. Just be careful. You don't need all those things. Just be
No,
That's true.
no online dating.
No
online
dating?
daughter. So
No
you took the
online
time.
dating.
And what ages are we talking about? What ages?
Doesn't matter. No online dating.
I agree.
So true.
We don't need all that. We just need
No,
those
no.
We don't need that.
That's why I'm still single.
Me too.
Oh, and me too, and me too, and me too, and me too.
Don't need all that.
Lord.
Yeah.
Yeah,
true,
I have a
'cause
bunch of
it's
grandmas
your
right here, so I know that y'all be, if I ever dated anybody, y'all gonna scrutinize and making sure he's okay.
Yeah.
He has to pass y'all's test.
Melissa, one thing that I would tell the younger generation is because I have a teenage grandson. He's 16. And you know, I asked him, I said, do you have a girlfriend? He said, no, Granny, I don't. And I'm waiting on the Lord to give me a girlfriend. That's what he told me.
Amen. Amen.
That's the best way.
Amen.
That is the best way.
He told me that. And I'm like, boy, where did you get that from? But you know what? This is what I would say. If you want a friend, see what the younger generation is doing now. They're operating off of their emotions. Okay. Their mind is a slave to their emotions. What I feel. Okay. We all have feelings, but those feelings can get you in trouble. First of all, if you want a friend, what you need to do, find out first if this is the type of character this person have that I want to be around, and who's the parents, what are they like? Find out everything for if you want a friend. Now, if you decide to date, then you'll know whether or not this is the kind of person I want to be with. But these youngsters, they're operating on their emotions. That's what they're doing these days, and that's not a good thing because we get in trouble with that. We get in trouble a lot.
That's true. Yes.
Melissa,
Yes.
I wanted to say that
even though my group, everybody was on mute, so couldn't hear nobody. But I want to say it doesn't matter about the age because just within the last week, I had a friend that I grew up with from all the way up, and her husband killed her. You know,
Lord.
it's just happened last week, and she was 61 years old. You know, so you would think, and she was waiting on the Lord, and she
Wait,
felt like
who is this talking?
Avis,
Avis,
Avis, Miss Smith.
Avis.
Miss Smith, what
And
was her name?
her name was Cheryl Thomas. She was
I
in
know
Oklahoma.
Cookie. I know Cookie.
You know Cookie. Yeah,
Yeah.
Cookie and her mother, we all grew up together.
I was
We
shocked.
grew up with my kids. We
Yeah.
all slept together. We all did everything together. We were just like sisters and brothers. And when
Yeah.
we found out, we just totally shocked. You know,
So
it doesn't matter.
so you knew her mother. So you knew Sister Blackman.
Oh Lord, yes.
Mhm.
We just like sisters. We did everything together. Everything together.
We went to
But anyway,
church together.
I'm sorry.
We went to church together.
Which church did y'all go together with?
Faith Family.
Oh, you know, I was at Faith Family.
Yeah.
You had to be there when I was in it. Because we started Faith Family from the Dairy Queen on up. My husband.
Right.
Yeah. We started at the Dairy Queen, went from Dairy Queen to the steakhouse, from steakhouse to the furniture store, and from the furniture store to where they are now.
Right.
You know. But anyway, to make a long story short, it's good to, you know, feel like that's the person the Lord has for you, but you need to find somebody else that you can trust their opinion. Because there was some people that told her, you know, we don't think this is the one person. You know, when you feel like this is what the Lord is telling you, then, you know, you just not trusting anyone else. Anyway, somebody else can talk and your voice. Go ahead. I'm through.
Okay.
All right, ladies. Well, thank you for, what are some of the favorite snacks? What are some of your favorite snacks?
I really don't have them. I eat whatever, when I'm hungry, whatever comes closest to my mouth.
Me
As
too.
long as it's not peanut butter. I don't do good with peanut butter.
Crunchy Cheetos.
Oh,
I
I
love them.
Smart pop, popcorn, smart pop, or Fritos.
Anything.
Bluebell strawberry ice cream. Bluebell strawberry ice cream.
Banana nut, one of those. Wild, you know, pecan.
I'm gonna say these tea cakes. Tea cakes.
You know what? I like tea cakes, but that didn't look sweet enough for me.
That's why I
It's
like
not
them.
supposed to be sweet.
I know,
Yeah.
but I like them sweet. I can't eat those things.
No,
They're not
tea
sweet.
cake's not supposed to be sweet.
Yeah, it's just like eating a
All right.
cookie to me. They eat a tea cake.
Yeah, you need cooking.
Well,
Well,
thank you,
yeah.
ladies, for participating. So our next slide, I'm gonna go ahead and. So today's agenda, it's gonna be just a reminder, turn in your timesheets ASAP, no later than the 7th, okay? You should get a survey after this meeting later on about 12:30, somewhere there. Just if you want to share your stories, you know, we always are looking for stories to share with the senior source on our Facebook pages or in our newsletters, not senior companion newsletters, our source newsletters. So please, if you're interested, definitely complete that survey so that we can add your information. People want to know what you've done and what you've experienced. So if you're interested, you don't have to, but if you want to share your stories, please complete that survey. Also, there was a volunteer survey that we completed when you came in with Constance and I to sign paperwork. Some of you didn't complete one, maybe. So if you did not complete a survey with Constance and I, it was a paper survey. It was just asking you what you thought of the program. Please complete the survey if you have not, because I know there's some that are missing as in number wise. We don't have names, remember, so I don't know who did it and who did not, because we didn't put names on anybody. But if you didn't do it, please, the survey went out and please complete that so we can at least have, you know, almost 100% participation. So please do that. Return to senior centers. Senior centers are opening tomorrow. So April 1st, all our senior centers are opening. So constantly.
Melissa, are we supposed to be seeing slides?
Yeah, you're not seeing it? Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry about that. So yeah, senior centers are opening up tomorrow. So we're gonna go a little bit more in depth in that. Constance, you want to go ahead and remind them of this information?
Well, the return to which one?
Yeah, they return. What do they need to do?
Oh, the senior centers.
Yes.
If you had a client that you were seeing at a senior center, and please reach out to them and find out if they will be returning to the center when they open. And if they say yes to you, then get in touch with me or Melissa, and so we can schedule an appointment at the center to come and meet with you and the client to sign a COVID waiver. Okay, so please, after today, call your client, say, are you going to be returning to the center? Yes or no? If they say no, ask them if they would like for you to, if you are interested in still keeping that client, no, you can ask if they would be interested in coming to their home. If they say yes, they would like for you to visit them at their home, that could be possible. Just let me know, and we can see if we can, how far they are and all that, and see if they can make that happen. So, any questions? Please ask questions if you have them. You guys understand what I'm saying about contact your client if you have a client that you were seeing at a senior center. Ask them, go
Is
ahead.
it possible to continue the
Constant.
telephone?
Constant.
We're talking about clients within senior centers right now.
Yes. My
Constant,
client,
this is Mary Bashir. Can you hear me? Because I
Yes,
can't
ma'am.
see you now.
Yes, ma'am, I can hear you.
Okay, well, now, I'm at the MLK Center, and we're not opening for tomorrow because our manager is out. We're doing the city now. And she went to the doctor yesterday, and we haven't heard whether she'll be back next week or not.
Okay, well, have they told you guys when they will be opening?
No, I guess we're supposed to be open this month. Matter of fact, as you said, the centers are opening tomorrow, but our center at MLK is not opening tomorrow because our manager is ill. She had surgery.
Okay.
She had hip surgery, and she came by the other day, and she went to the doctor. She went to the doctor yesterday, I think it was. So I guess she'll call us today and see when would she come in. And that's when we'll open up.
Okay, just Ms. Bashir, just let me know, okay?
I sure will.
Just call me and let me know, and when you know, then we'll set a date for me.
I sure will.
Okay.
This is Annie Rhodes, and as far as I know, Good Street is not opening yet.
Where did you hear something from Good Street?
I have heard that Good Street is not open right now. And I really don't know if they're going to open, so.
Okay, well, we'll check with him.
Okay.
On Good Street. And make a note of that.
but this is Dorothy Foyle, and if the client, if they don't want you to come into their home, is it okay to continue to do telephone conferencing with them?
It is okay to do telephone reassurance with them, but we will have to change them to virtual if they're going to be virtual permanently. If they're not going back to the center and they don't want you back, they don't want you to come visit them at their home, but they still will like for you to call them. We need to know that because we'll need to change them from in-person to virtual.
Virtual, okay. All right, because I know my client said
And
she lived with her daughter and her daughter is not comfortable with people coming into the home. I was at the center with her, so I don't know.
And then Ms. Farley, and Ms. Farley,
Yes.
you may need to consider, you can take on another client if you want another client. Because calling, remember, we're going to be basing your stipend solely on what you're doing. So if you're
Right.
if you only make phone calls, it's not going to be very much.
Right, I understand that.
So you can take on another in-person client. I can try to find someone for you.
And still call her?
You can still call her.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so just let me know.
I will. I'll try to talk to her today.
Okay. Any more?
Are there any more questions for Constance? So everybody understands. All right, perfect. All right, so we are coming to the end of the year. Our the year is actually today. So we made it for 2.5 years. Of paying everybody, even though we, because of COVID, we were able to pay everybody for 2.5 years. So thank goodness for that. That you didn't have to, not have a stipend coming in. With that being said, we have ran out, which is good. We don't have any money to carry over to the next year, which is great. But that means your March stipend is going to be averaged out so that everybody gets a check. So I'm not sure what that average is going to be yet, because we do have people that are in home. So I don't know what their pay is going to be, but everybody else that doesn't have a client will be an average pay. So I just want to let you know that it's not going to be one of the paychecks that you've been getting, because we're literally running out of money. So we have enough money to pay at least something to everybody, but it won't be a huge check. Starting in April, we start on new funding. So that's when everything kicks back in. Your leave time, your hours would be on direct service, training, etc. So I just want to let you know that don't expect a big check for this last check that's coming in on April 15th, because we had to average out the remaining money that we have. Does anybody have any questions about that? Thank you for sticking with us.
I do.
Yes.
What do you mean by average out?
So we'll say I have $10,000. Just say I have $10,000 left, and there's 64 volunteers. So 64 divided by 10,000. That's what I'm talking about.
Okay, does that include those who are delivering Meals on Wheels?
Yes, it includes everybody, except those that are like physically seeing a client.
So basically everyone be getting the same amount of money, what you're
Correct.
saying?
Correct. Because there's no, that's the only way to do it, because we're out of money, and we need to average that out. I can't pay somebody more than someone else. Any other questions? I know this is hard for everybody, but we were able to pay y'all for 2.5 years without having to do this. So it's the last check. I apologize, but that's where we are.
And Melissa,
Okay.
Just for the March check.
It's just for the March check. So April, when you get paid in May, will be your regular amount of servicing times that you're doing, any training you're doing, any VNA traveling you're doing, all of that will be on your May 15th check. It's just for the March. So we'll go back to the way it was, because we start a new fiscal year tomorrow.
So the average out will be this check that's coming up in April?
Correct. That's the only check. I just want y'all to be prepared for that. So if y'all are expecting a big check and you don't get it, you understand why.
Okay. Can y'all hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I have a question that I
Sure.
probably can answer myself since you're running out of money. I didn't do my February timesheet because of what I was going through with
Right.
losing both my sons. So does that mean that that check will have to be forwarded at this time?
You still can, February was already paid out, so you're fine for February. It's this March one that I'm talking about. That you need to get in.
No, she's saying even though she didn't send her time sheet in.
Yeah, because of circumstances. Mhm.
Okay.
Thank you.
Did you get the pay, Ms. Jones?
Ma'am.
Oh, is it gonna be on this one?
No, I believe we did pay it because of the circumstances.
Okay.
I'll get with you after the call, Ms. Jones, okay?
Okay.
Is there any other kind of questions?
Just to clarify for April,
Right,
this starts our regular pay, right? I mean,
correct,
this starts on only hours worked is what I'm trying to say. Is that correct?
correct. That is correct.
And you'll see that you'll get that check in May.
Yeah, so that's why we're asking if you're going back to centers to let us know so that we're making sure that those that are in centers are getting their waivers signed, and so that we know that you're working with a client. So everything goes back, basically, I want to say tomorrow goes back to pre-COVID. Before everything started with COVID, tomorrow starts the way it used to be. Meaning you meet with your client, you get paid for your client with your hours with your client.
Starting on your April timesheet.
On your April timesheet, which you would turn in by May 7th, so you get paid May 15th. We're always a month behind. Any other questions? Thanks for sticking with us through these, 2.5 years of COVID. I know it's been kind of stressful for everybody, not only you, for us too, because we're trying to make sure that we keep you busy and trying to provide as much as we could. We will still be providing trainings and everything else like that. So again, all that does count towards your hours. It's just this one pay period. That's it.
I think we've done a pretty good job. What do you guys think? No response?
I would say couldn't get there.
I think everything has been wonderful. You've done an amazing job.
Magnificent.
Great job.
Yeah,
Thank you,
good
ladies.
job. Constance, Melissa, you guys have done an excellent job. You made a way out of no way.
A beautiful job.
Thank you, ladies. I mean, we couldn't have done it without y'all. And, y'all voicing your opinions about trainings definitely, helps me when I'm helping with trainings, Constance as well, helping us trying to get all of this done. So thank you, ladies, for sticking with us for these 2.5 years. Excited about the new year. So I just want to say thank you.
Thank you, Melissa. I counted a blessing, nothing but a blessing. We were able to, not be there and still get paid. It was, just nothing but the Almighty God Himself.
Great blessing.
Amen to that.
And thank you all so much.
So thank you.
Amen.
So again, starting tomorrow, we'll go back to regular hours. So say, you do your Meals on Wheels tomorrow, you'll get paid your hours from your mileage, everything like that as normal. But just want to let y'all know, I didn't want this to be a shock to y'all. That's why we scheduled this meeting. I didn't want it to be a shock for y'all when you got your paycheck. So we just want to follow up with y'all.
Melissa, after
Yes.
2.5 years, could be a shock.
Yeah,
That's right, Miss Williams.
yeah. But we just didn't want that, and you open your check and you're like, what? So just really wanted to prepare y'all and let y'all know. Right.
Melissa, Ruby, I'm gonna call you a little bit later on.
April 14th. Does anybody know what April 14th is?
We come back to the office.
Yay!
We're coming back. We're coming back. We're coming back.
We're coming back full force. So
In person.
14th. Mark your calendars. We will still have Zoom. We'll still play Zoom. We'll have it in our meeting room for those that don't feel comfortable coming in yet. So don't feel like it's not an option. We'll still have Zoom, but just want to let you know we will have the Dental Society come in. They came in years before. They kind of go give you a little bag of goodies and everything like that. So they'll come in and do a presentation that day. We'll actually have presenters that day. It is going to start on 9 o'clock. We're going to meet in starting at 9 o'clock. So what time are we meeting?
9 o'clock.
9 o'clock.
9 o'clock in person.
9 a.m. 9
9
a.m.
a.m. Yes. So
9 a.m.
9 a.m. in person.
April 14th.
If you don't feel comfortable, don't worry about it. We'll still have the Zoom running so you can still watch everything that's going on. We might not have it that first hour that the Dental Society's there because they're going to be doing things. But once our meeting starts, we'll definitely call everybody in. So we'll set that up for you. But again, meeting in person, 9 o'clock. Bring your lunch. We're going to go to about 1 to 1:30. Bring your lunch.
Oh, 9 to
You don't
1:30.
have to. If you're good with going the whole day for that meeting, kudos to you. But I'm bringing my lunch. So bring your lunch. We're going to go. The meeting will probably end about 1:30. So just be prepared from 9 to 1:30. We will go that. We have a lot of stuff to cover since we're finally back in person. All right. Does anybody have any questions?
I have one.
Yes, ma'am.
We're still wearing our masks, right?
Masks are welcome. So if you want
Yes.
to wear your mask, you're welcome to wear your mask. If you do not want to wear your mask, you don't have to, but they are very much welcomed.
Yes. Okay.
I have one.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm sorry it took me so long to get in. I've been having difficulties. So I missed the date you said that we were going to come back into the building.
April
It's up there.
14th.
Excuse me?
April 14th.
April 14th. Okay,
Yeah,
thank you.
ma'am. Any other questions?
Hope I'm on mute.
Now you say it starts at 9, but it won't be on Zoom until 10?
Probably not until, well, the presenters will be there at 10, so probably not until about 11 o'clock. And I will
Okay.
we'll add that to our, Constance, can we add it to our newsletter still?
Yeah, I got it in there.
Okay, so we'll,
The Zoom time.
yeah, Zoom time probably about 11.
So will we be able to get in by telephone or just?
Same way we're doing it today. It'll be exactly the same thing.
All right.
And we will be doing Zoom with our meetings once a month, just for those that don't feel comfortable coming into the office yet. I still want you to get the information. I still want you to get online or on, so you know what's going on. So nothing is a surprise to you.
Thank you very much.
Okay. We completely understand. Some people are not comfortable yet. Completely understand. That's why we're going to do Zoom for the first couple of meetings.
Okay.
Okay.
Alyssa,
Yes, ma'am.
this is Miss Webb. Could you call me later so we can talk about what we talked about last week?
Sure.
Okay, after the meeting, would you call me, please?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Right. And is there any other kind of questions?
Melissa,
Yes.
this is Lillian, and you said you would get back with me regarding a client, a virtual client. I have no one. I have no car. I don't.
Okay, Miss Henry, I'll give you a call after this, okay?
Okay.
Any other kind of questions? So April 14th.
Yes, ma'am. Could you call me as well?
Is that Miss Jackson?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So April 14th, we're back into the senior source at 9 o'clock. Bring your lunch. It's going to be a packed day, so be prepared. Is there any other kind of questions? Nope.
We'll be handing out new handbooks.
Huh?
We'll be giving out the new handbooks.
We will be reviewing the handbooks on the 14th, so you will be getting some to take home with you. So if you want to bring a bag, you know, the bags we gave you, bring that because you will have some stuff to take home. So we'll be going through all of that on the 14th. Any other questions? Okay, so we know that March paycheck is going to be a little skimpy for this time, just this one check. We start fresh tomorrow. If you're going to be contact your client, if you're in a center, so we know that so we can waiver sign if you're going to be meeting with them. I know some of you are not, some of the centers are not meeting yet, so we'll talk to them. Continue contacting your client. The weather is getting nice, ladies. You know, think about doing Meals on Wheels. That's another option for you. Ms. Flores does it every day, so definitely think about doing that as a way. If you're not in with the client yet, the weather is nicer. You don't have to worry about storms or anything. Well, not during the day, more at night, but definitely look at doing that. Talk to your client virtually. We are still working with the hospice. Unfortunately, VNA can't work with us, so I'm looking into another organization to see what we can do. So we are looking at different ways. So please, 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 if you have any questions or concerns, call us so that we can address those. All right, ladies. Timesheets, just remember how to complete a timesheet. If you're on your phone with the client, from 5 to 15 minutes, it's 0.25. Think of a quarter. So 1 to 15 is 25 cents. 1 to 30 is 50 cents. 1 to 30 to 45 is 75 cents, and then a whole dollar. Think of it as a dollar, because I'm seeing different ways of putting it on the timesheet, but we need to be consistent. 1 to 15, 25, 15 to 30, 50 cents, 30 to 45 is 75 cents, and 45 to a dollar. 60 minutes is a dollar. Think of it as a dollar. And again, just remember to put your, get your client's signature on there if you're with the client. And just make sure you put your hours under direct service and training under training. If you want leave time, it's in hours. So if you're going to put hours, if you want leave time, put it in hours. And then holiday, we will, you will know those days on the holiday because they'll have it on your timesheet. All right, ladies. Any questions?
Melissa.
Yes, ma'am.
Would Miss Patterson need to call you, or would you call her? Will you call her?
I can call her. You want me to call your phone number?
Uh-huh. Yes, please.
Okay, Miss Betty, I'll do that.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. All right, lady, what is March? March is Women's what? Women's History Month.
Oh, Women's
Right.
History.
Women's
Yes.
History
Women's
Month.
rights.
History Month.
Women's rights, exactly. So last time we watched a video about women's history, so we're gonna watch another video real quick about women's history. We like, I like to present all this information to you because it's good information, just stuff to learn. So I'm gonna play this for y'all.
Women and girls are leaders, change makers, caretakers, and peacekeepers. But while they have an empowered role in our societies, to this day, women and girls are still forced to fight for their rights. How much progress have we achieved, and how much work remains? How can you carry on the fight for equal rights? Women's struggle for equal rights is centuries old. But 1848 marked a watershed moment for women's rights with the Seneca Falls Convention, where women activists publicly petitioned for their civil, social, political, and religious rights. In 1893, New Zealand sent a message to other activists across the world that equal voting rights were achievable through advocacy. Entering the 20th century, women around the world are mobilizing in ever greater numbers to campaign for gender equality. Just as women's role in the labor force is rapidly evolving by opening up options beyond caretaking roles. In 1945, the United Nations is formed in response to the destructive toll of 2 world wars, and Eleanor Roosevelt oversees the drafting of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. For all the world to hear, she and other advocates underline the place of women's rights within. This sets a foundation for women's rights norms and standards at the international level. In the subsequent decades, just as women are taking historic leadership positions in government, women activists at the grassroots level dovetail with the worldwide momentum by becoming powerful symbols of feminist resistance and social change. This momentum reaches a climax in 1995 when the Beijing Declaration and Platform for Action presents a visionary global agenda for women and girls' rights. But in spite of all the progress, as we enter the 21st century, patriarchal stigmas persist and exemplary leaders arise to resist them. With the rise of the digital age, social media emerges as a crucial tool to galvanize populations in the fight against injustice. A single woman's voice is now louder than ever. Grassroots activists trigger social movements online and offline, from cities to villages, inspiring future generations of women and girl leaders. After relentless campaigning, these movements generate changes in policy that signal a true shift in international attitudes and practice towards equal rights. Where are we now? A quarter century after the Beijing Declaration, women and men must mobilize together to overcome the remaining obstacles to gender equality. They must fight for an end to gender-based violence, for access to healthcare, for equal pay, and for equal participation in political life. The ink isn't dry. Be a part of Generation Equality and let us continue to write history together.
All right, ladies, I just want to kind of share that with you. It took Eleanor Roosevelt that she wrote the equality law and everything. So I just wanted to kind of share that where we are from early centuries to now. So I just want to share that information with y'all. Is there any other kind of questions? Ms. Flores, you had your hand up raised question? Ms. Flores? And here, Ms. Flores? All right. Is there any other kind of questions? Anybody?
I have one.
Yes.
I have one. Do you think you can have another refresher course in Zoom?
In Zoom? Okay, yeah, I can do that.
One-on-one. I have to come in person, if you don't mind.
Do you have a laptop or a
smartphone? Android.
Okay, so is anybody else wanting information like that? Like work with your
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Okay. So
Yes,
let me
I love it.
see about maybe scheduling a day that we can have just the phone people come,
Okay.
Android phones and then iPhones. And then if you have a laptop, you can bring your laptop as well.
Oh, great.
Wonderful.
Okay, I will look into scheduling that. We do have a new computer trainer. So I will get with him, figure out a day that we can do that. Because I did want to talk about having like specific classes just for SCP so that y'all could come in and learn computer skills.
Oh, great.
I have that in the works as well. I want to provide you as many tools as you need, you know.
Okay, Melissa, I need to call you.
Classes, you know, Bible study, all these other things that you use Zoom for now. So I definitely want to give you as many skills as you can. Anything else, ladies? All right. Well, that's it for today's meeting. I just wanted to kind of go over that information with you, but give you a heads up on that, give you let you know that we're on the 14th. So you will get that's going to be in your newsletter. Expect the newsletter sometime next week. We'll be mailing it out tomorrow. So just expect that next week. So there's a lot of things that we're going to be learning on the 14th. So if you can make it, if not, we'll see you on Zoom.
Okay.
But all right, ladies, thank you.
Melissa, this is Lucy Watson. I need to talk to you.
Have a great day.
You too, ladies.
Thank you. Everybody have a good day.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Have a blessed day, everyone.
Melissa, come on, phone.
An hour for today?
Yes, an hour.
I have a question.
Oh. Cool.